Today we're off the beaten path in Wilmington, Ohio to check out Majestic Springs Golf Course with its majestic red... Today we're off the beaten path in Wilmington, Ohio to check out Wilmington Golf Club and its iconic red barn.
You said Wilmington Golf Club.
Did I really? Today we're off the beaten path in Wilmington, Ohio to check out... Today we're off the beaten path in Wilmington, Ohio to check out Majestic Springs Golf Club and its iconic red barn. Welcome back to Subpar Golf Reviews.
Hello.
As advertised, we are in Wilmington at Majestic Springs Golf Club.
Way out in the paw patch.
It's off the beaten path a little bit. We were on 73 for a while, and then we turned off on a little bitty road, and we drove for a long time, and then we were here.
All of a sudden, the music on my radio changed, and it said...
Not quite as dangerous as that, but give me your first impressions of Majestic Springs.
Let's start off with the weather. Wow.
It was a very nice day today.
It was.
However, backstory. The company Javon and I work for, we always have cookouts for holidays during the summer. Yesterday we had our Labor Day cookout.
We did.
And somehow Javon and I always get roped into barbecuing all the hamburgers and hot dogs and bratwursts.
The grill masters.
Yes,
Yep.
The grill masters. We have a new Weber grill at the office, and it's great.
I love it.
But we learned something new about the Weber grill yesterday.
Yes.
There is a setting on the front that says...
sear zone.
The sear zone. And we had the sear zone on high. Well, as you probably guessed, the sear zone turns a section of the grill into like the gates of hell.
Yes.
And we vulcanized a couple of hamburgers before we figured that out. And the reason we're telling you all this is that while it was a nice day today, there isn't a cloud in the sky, and the sun cooked us like we were in the sear zone.
Exactly.
It was a little bit toasty today.
That's a very good description of how I felt today. Excellent job.
The sun is setting here on Majestic Springs, but I'm still
A little toasty.
uncomfortable.
A little toasty.
All right, let's get to it. Let's talk about this golf course.
Okay.
This golf course was built from the 220-acre McKay family farm back in 1999. They built the first 9 holes, and then at the end of the summer, they completed the second 9 holes, and voila, 18-hole golf course. Got a wide variety of tees to choose from. We played from the green tees today. Those are second from the back, and they play a little short, about 58, 50, somewhere in that ballpark.
Right.
There is a set of black tees behind that. They probably play around 64,
yeah, it's
somewhere
a big
around
jump.
there. We felt like green tee guys today, so that's what we played. The course itself, they advertise this as a links style golf course.
That word style is important because when you say links, I don't picture this.
I picture like really undulating fairways,
Ocean breezes.
no trees, sea breezes just beating you down.
Yeah.
And that's not this. There are lots of holes on the front and back that are pretty open. There's areas where they don't have lots of trees, but they still have really good elevation change, and it doesn't really feel that linksy to me.
That's what I would agree with.
And then there are other holes that have crazy elevation changes.
Oh, wow. What between the 2 holes we had to drive up a mountain.
So when you play the back 9, you're kind of doing this wide open, and when I say wide open, I'm just talking like not corridors of trees.
Right.
You don't want to stray too far from the fairways here because there is a ton of rough. There's a lot of heather.
Deep, thick stuff.
There's a lot of junk you don't want to have a golf ball in.
Right.
But you play a few holes like that, and then all of a sudden, you round the bend and you see number 15.
Yeah.
It's a par 5.
It's beautiful.
And it goes downhill like 100 miles. It goes way downhill. Corridor to trees all the way down. And then at the very end, there's a little dog leg over the creek to the green.
It's a beautiful hole.
It's a really cool hole. It's got to be the coolest hole on this golf course.
What was that, the number 2 handicap
I think it was the number 2 handicap on the
Yeah.
course. And honestly, man, just thinking of the other courses we've played recently, that hole is awesome, man. I'd put that up against any other holes that we
I'll
played.
agree. I don't think we've played another course that has a hole that I like as much as that. It's pretty cool.
From an amenity standpoint, they have a small clubhouse. They've got some apparel. They got some golf balls. They got lots of drinks and snacks.
They have a full bar in their clubhouse. I've not seen that before.
They actually have tables where you can actually sit in the clubhouse and have a drink. That's kind of different.
A full bar? A full bar?
Yeah. They've also got a separate outdoor area that's like a covered building where they have more food, more drinks. I guess if you had a golf outing or something, that'd be a good place to congregate.
What's it called, the 19th green or something?
Well, they've got a sign for the 19th hole,
Yeah.
and I think they actually call it the grill too. So
Yeah.
it's the outdoor one. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody was super friendly. The guy checked us in, was awesome. The young ladies who were working at the grill were super friendly.
Very kind.
Should we talk about the food we had at the grill?
Well, let's start out, you know, like I always do. A brat, they do have them. It was a cooked brat.
It was a cooked brat, yep.
It was all right.
It was all right. They get points for having brats because some courses don't, and that's just silly.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park, though, with something else.
So when we were done, after being beat down by old man's son, the young lady was grilling hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. So we thought, oh, we should probably eat again because I'm kind of
famished,
worn out and headachy. And so she made us a couple of gigantic hamburgers.
Oh my God,
they were
fresh.
They were really tasty.
Very good, hot off the grill.
They were like Heatherwood caliber hamburgers.
Oh yeah.
They were really good.
Only thing missing was, you know, a little lettuce, tomato.
Yeah, that's why the Heatherwood's still a smidge better.
But it was the quality of the beef, the burger itself, it was a big burger.
It was a big burger.
Big, juicy burger. It was delicious.
It was delicious. I like it.
So that made up for the average brat.
So I think you should get good marks, though, when you have big hamburgers and you have bratwurst.
True. So we'll give them a good mark for that.
All right, cool. The golf course itself. Let's talk about the condition of the course.
There's some pluses and minuses.
There were. I would say that the greens here were in pretty good condition.
They rolled so well.
They rolled a little too well for me. They don't look it, but they're pretty darn fast, and they have more break than you would expect, and that was consistent.
Surprising, too.
From 1 through 18, I was always surprised by how fast they were.
I found it hard to read these greens, really hard.
I did too. They broke more than you'd expect. Now, the one downside, and this isn't really something we can pin 100% on the golf course, it seems like there's some etiquette issues out here because we had a whole bunch of unrepaired ball marks on these greens.
Yeah.
And I found one the hard way on the very first green. I had a decent length putt and I rolled it and I thought it was going to be good. And that thing hit a ramp like it was Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a ball mark take a ball so far offline. Of course, when I got up there and investigated, it was a crater.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of that today, which is kind of disappointing. It doesn't take long to fix a ball mark. I mean, if you don't have one, then find one and fix somebody else's. It takes like 2 seconds, and it makes the course so much better for everybody.
It really does. One of the things I was looking for also to help with etiquette, I was in the fairway, hit a ball out, and I wanted to get some sand and, you know, seed and put on the ground, and there was none on the cart.
Nope. The fairways were in pretty good condition. They were pretty playable. They were cut at a decent length.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I wish I was on the fairway more frequently, but the time we did spend on the fairway was rather enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a nice fairway. The cut was great. This course is very scenic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is a nice area of Wilmington.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, there's a lot of good elevation change, but I mean, it's a pretty golf course. There's lots of trees on the horizon, and you know, somewhere in the interiors of the course, they've got like the long fescue and the trees.
It's a mix.
It's a pretty golf course. This was a good piece of land to turn into a golf course back in the day.
To keep on the lane of talking about the golf course itself, what'd you think about the bunkers?
The bunkers were a hodgepodge at best. It was like a crapshoot, man. I've never been in so many varying bunker types in my whole life on one golf course. The first one I was in, it had so much sand and it was so soft that it was hard to actually get into the bunker because you'd sink.
Right.
And it was playable. But man, when I got out of that bunker, I bet I had a toy sandbox full of sand in my shoes and my club. But you'd go to another bunker and it would be like absolutely baked out clay.
Yeah, I was in one of those.
That is like impossible to play out of. Others were like full of water.
And they had this weird thing going on where it looked like AstroTurf around the perimeter.
Oh my goodness.
What was that?
I've never seen anything like this before.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, on a few holes where they had kind of a steep wall on the bunker, they put like AstroTurf on there. It looks kind of tacky.
At first I thought it was grass, and I was thinking,
We're like, how do they cut that?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's
not.
like some kind of AstroTurf. I just don't like it.
It was different.
Oh, it was different, all right.
It was different.
I just think it is.
It was weird.
Not cool. I didn't like it at all.
Oh, man.
So there is one aspect of the golf course that I was really unhappy with, and that was the tee boxes.
Oh, man.
The tee boxes aren't great to begin with because, you know, a really good tee box is well manicured and it's really flat.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a nice even lie for your tee shots.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't that.
They are not, and they're so beat up.
And they are demolished.
And it's not like we were just in one spot where they didn't move the markers. The whole tee box in most cases
they're really
pretty
chewed
beat
up and dead and weedy. So, you know, this makes stuff like this makes me think back to our buddy Mike at Shaker Run when he said, you know, what would this golf course get in terms of a score if they'd take care of these things?
Yeah, what did he say? What should the score be?
Yeah, what should the score?
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that every time we do a review now. Like, what should this golf? Because let's be honest, this is an awesome piece of land.
Beautiful.
And
really
it's
is.
a very fun, very interesting layout. And if they would just take care of all these little things, I feel like this could be like a top golf course in the area.
You made a great comment when we were on like the second or third hole. You noticed all the workers out.
Yeah, there were a lot of people here like with lawn equipment and doing things, and it was like, for as much work as they're doing, it seems like the course should be in better condition. So I don't know what they were working on, but it wasn't this stuff.
Another thing that we noticed, how many houses were in play?
There are 0 houses on this golf course.
Loved it.
Now, we dinged Shaker Run pretty hard because that's a cool golf course, but there are so many houses.
They're taking over. The homes are taking over.
That it kind of made the golf course not so much fun. What else is good about this golf course? We mentioned in passing how fun it was, and we always talk about the fun factor.
Oh, yeah.
If we were judging on fun factor alone, this would be
highly
way up there.
Oh, no doubt about it.
This golf course is just fun. The layout is fun. There are lots of elevation changes. There are lots of direction changes. The greens are sneaky fast and breaky.
And I like the challenge of this course. It's kind of challenging.
Yeah, I do too. In terms of how we played today, it was probably an average round for us.
Yeah.
We did donate a lot of golf balls to the...
I will say, we both lost a lot of golf balls today.
We weren't on our A game today. And it's a little bit of a tricky golf course. So.
Yeah. Another good thing I'd say about this, would you say this was a great value? I think we only paid, what, $35 to play this course?
Yeah, for the little detail things
Holy
we're dinging
cow.
them for, you know, on a holiday weekend Friday afternoon for $35, this is a super fun golf course. And for $35, man, that's a deal.
And they do have a putting green. They do have a driving range somewhere.
We heard they have a very nice, pretty big driving range, but it's not actually on the golf course property. We heard a vicious rumor that it's across the street.
We tried to find it.
We didn't venture too far though, because it's hot.
Yes.
And we want to do
we just finished
review.
18 holes.
And we ate a big hamburger, and now we
was
just want to take a nap. So, but we heard there is a nice driving range here if you're in the area and want to practice.
But overall, it's a good value. Really good value.
What kind of score do we want to give this place? We've kind of been all over the place in terms of things we liked, things we'd like to see improved.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking somewhere in the low 70s, maybe.
Ooh, 70s. You multiplied all our scores by 10.
Did I? No, I mean the low 7s.
A 70 would smash every review we've done. Oh, a 7.
7s. Okay. Low 7 points.
I'm on board with a low 7.
Yeah.
The question is, how low do we want to go? We tried to figure out some comps, and one that we talked a little bit about was Pebble Creek.
I remember that.
In terms of elevation change and the fun factor on the golf course.
What did we give that one?
If I remember correctly, we gave Pebble something around like a 7.3, 7.4. In terms of overall quality, I think it's probably about the same. The shortcomings we talked about, the positives we talked about. What do you think if we go right in that slot at about 7.3?
I like that.
7.3 feel good?
Okay, I can get down with that.
All right, let's...
I think that's a fair score, too.
Let's slap a 7.3 on Majestic Springs Golf Club. And once again, what could it be if they would just tighten up the manicuring?
Tighten up, man. They could be an 8. Be great.
But for now, 7.3 feels like a fair score, so we're going to stick with the 7.3.